So many videos that have made videos of this woman, people, and they're annoyed at this woman. Another guy called Shallow Dawn has made a video of this woman.
It's been a month since I've given you a proper update on Isabella Janke. That's because I was hoping not to return to Bella until Texas Tech University made its decision on her and her chess club cult. However, my hand has been forced because on 10 September 2021, it emerged that Isabella Janke officially lawyered up and sent to Kiwi Farms owner Josh Moon, better known as Null, a letter courtesy of John Ben Lambert of Lambert Worldwide, asking him to remove a large amount of content hosted on the subforum about her. The letter is dated 31 August 2021, one day after her father listed his mansion for sale on the market. So, gloves off. Let me give you a comprehensive update on everything worth notice I haven't touched upon already. Let's talk about the actual letter Null received. It's not a formal cease and desist. In fact, Lambert acknowledges that he's advised Bella not to fight that losing battle, and he's presently engaged as a negotiator and facilitator rather than a lawyer. That alone is atypical from a professional attorney, but the letter is even more odd for what a fallacious emotional appeal it is. Bella's fingerprints are all over it. So I just want to highlight 4 things. 1, take a look at this paragraph. Lambert writes that there are additional facts and context that change the nature of the story and insists that this information not be revealed publicly. This is textbook manipulation. The goal is to isolate Null, secure him as a one-on-one confidant, make him doubt what he knows, and appeal to his sense of sympathy. That's because as a proud sociopath, Bella knows when people agree to talk to her on such terms, there's a presumption of basic decency and honesty that she doesn't honor. Once she has that, though, she piles lie after lie, so contrary to what you know that you second-guess everything. This isn't me speculating, by the way. She already did this with Kiwi Farms moderator Spooky Bones when her thread was still burgeoning. It's odd enough to insist on confidentiality if you have information that can exonerate you as a zoo sadist, sexual offender, and would-be murderer when your goal is to change public perception. Ultimately, what this means is that she learned the hard way after her Pulitzer Prize-winning essay that the public isn't so easily fooled. Now confidentially winning the hearts of the powerful is her only hope of hiding her crimes. To wit, the lawyer doesn't even specify what off-the-record
The phone's not
which
showing
is
it
that
very much, but
ambiguity
it's a
you've
bit
come to
blurry.
know and love from Bella. Third, Lambert tries to appeal to her having
So included the
unspecified
health.
issues. All I have to say is that it's very standard fare for prolific liars to eventually try to exonerate themselves by claiming mental illness when the mountain they've built becomes insurmountable. Trust me. Last but not least, the letter has one final emotional appeal. Our client simply wishes to move on. Surely one must not be punished in perpetuity. Well, 1, this is presuming that Bella is being punished by Kiwi Farms, which isn't true. But moreover, this one personally irks me. Recall that Bella literally, proven beyond all doubt, organized a campaign with Lewis to harass Roman into committing suicide, when all he wanted was to be left alone. I think death is the ultimate in perpetual punishment, so isn't this a little hypocritical? That's to say nothing of her plan to ruin Fiona's life by framing her for getting Chris to commit suicide, and nothing of her plan to end Zoe's college career by framing her for everything the chess club cult was responsible for, both of which are also more perpetual than forum posts on a website that's DDoS to all hell right now. Even Bella's most loyal and idiotic sycophants refuse to broach those subjects, by the way, because they know they're irrefutable. All these attorney oddities made me curious about Lambert. He's actually a business lawyer, and his firm is entirely out of place in a matter such as Janke's. As recently as 4 years ago, he was out of work and begging for employment, and as recently as 2 years ago, he was found guilty of wire fraud. So who hired this guy? Based on his licensing in New York and LinkedIn connections, the answer is almost certainly Athena Diane Pettit, Bella's biological mother. Athena is a pilot for American Airlines who lives in New York City, the same city where Bella was arrested for criminal possession of a weapon in July. If you've read Bella's Discord logs, you know that Bella frequently flies across the country for free when she's not telling a sob story about being raised by a, quote, broke Mexican drunkard dad. Athena is Bella's favorite parental guardian and the one she speaks most fondly of. That likely has a lot to do with Athena sending her an average of $250 a day via Cash App. The narcissistic similarities between mother and daughter speak for themselves. Bella boasts a lot about using image to manipulate people, something many TTU students corroborate. I'm no psychologist, but one can't help imagining that Bella learned the importance of stuffed bras in Photoshop from a woman in her 60s who represents herself on social media as someone in her 20s. You'll never see Athena introduce herself without mentioning attending Harvard Extension School, where she wrote a thesis about how Christianity inspired Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. It's not a terribly interesting piece. Half of it is padded by overuse of quotations, like all college essays. But there is an interesting comparison to be made. Kiwi Farms user JimmyJames23 unearthed a blogspot post from a non-existent Matt Hale, written in 2006, Books, shortly after Athena and Mike officially divorced, wherein the writer gushes about Athena's looks and longs to meet her. I can't help but notice the linguistic similarities, specifically the manner in which she used hyphens and her predilection for divine metaphors. I'm fairly certain she wrote this piece herself. I reached out to a professional to conduct a phasal analysis of this blog post across known works by Athena. I'll share the results on stream if anyone is interested. With all, I'm just grateful she hired a bad lawyer for her daughter, so thank you, Athena. Now, let's talk about the second batch of Bella's Imgur leaks. This has been worthy of its own video for a long time. On 28 August 2021, Kiwi Farms user Greasy Spoon unearthed 2 of Bella's private Imgur accounts, and the material in them is damning. Just to get this out of the way, it warrants mention that the albums contain her secretly recording her father in argument with another gentleman about what happened on 9/11. Although I am personally interested in Mike and have enjoyed talking about him less seriously on stream and in parodic videos, I deliberately exclude him and his current wife Mary Beth from this video. While he has failed as a father, no doubt, there is presently no evidence that anyone other than her mother is running interference for her abusive behavior. Regardless, this matter is far more worthy of your attention. Bella has child porn, actual pornography of actual children. This is now proven and inarguable. Her Imgur leaks contain onion links that direct straight to child porn if opened with Tor. We've suspected this for a while. Zorgoth and Zoe both confirmed she posted such material in the first Discord she eventually nuked, but it's now an incontrovertible truth. I'd ask how Dick and Gunt will defend this, but it'll probably just make them like her more. Next, there's more evidence of animal abuse. Specifically, she puts a dwarf hamster in a sock and proceeds to whip the sock around and smack objects with it. There's a cut between her putting the hamster in the sock and doing the whipping, so it may be fake, but remember, Alan's PMs have already confirmed her multitudinous hamster murdering, and the album contains more image evidence of her cat and rodent torture. Similarly, there's even more evidence of sexual assault, including her making her roommates suck her toes and lick her navel. This is another topic we'll return to later, but if you know about her hygiene and her fungus, you know those roommates are scarred for life. Finally, her bullying of Avery, the gentleman she tried to frame for her own storied animal abuse, goes deeper than one would have guessed. You already know she secretly recorded him and wanted to get him to kill himself, but it seems even that much wasn't satisfactory to her. She wanted to make as many people hate him as possible and truly ostracize him to death. Speaking of Texas Tech, let's move on to what's going on at TTU with respect to Bella and why it's taking so long for them to make a call. Make no mistake, TTU faculty has utterly failed. It's failed the students it was supposed to provide an environment to cultivate learning free from sociopathic, abusive predators. It failed when Roman and Zoe reported Bella a year ago with mountains of evidence in hand, and they simply shrugged. However, here's who hasn't failed at TTU: the students. So many of you reached out to me via Twitter, YouTube, and Discord, thanking me for making more public what has been an open secret on campus for far too long. So many of you have asked how you can help, offering information and evidence that would have otherwise been hidden by TTU administration. So many of you were brave enough to contact your authorities and faculty, inundating them and forcing them to finally own up to this. With all sincerity, I thank every one of you for your courage. Zoe has confirmed,
Hold on a
both on
second.
Twitter and on their most
Just
recent
need to
stream,
find out.
that a committee at Texas Tech is
Shallow Dawn. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. I've got to pause the video a minute. It's interesting doing videos, but to remember the name. Sorry for pausing the video, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Just a second. Try and find the shallow dawn. Where's the lid gone? Damn, 2 seconds, I've lost a pen. Pen lid I've lost. I did have the pen lid with me, but I think I've lost it. 2 seconds. Where's the pen lid? I put the phone down a minute because I've lost the pen lid. Sorry about pausing the video. I had to try and find the pen lid for the phone. As you can see there. I was writing something down, so we continue back to the video. There you go, pen lid back on. Sorted. So where was we?
finally, the last prominent member of the chess club has been revealed by Kiwi Farms user Basilassus. This is Ryan Patrick Nagel. He's a fixture of the group, Jasmine Velez's ex-boyfriend, and he housed Bella until last semester. Not a very handsome guy, and he loves to play Smash. Part of me feels bad about getting so deep in the weeds about the members of this cult, but if you can engage Bella's real-life harassment campaigns directed at people like Roman and Avery, all the while routinely attending these animal abuse parties like Ryan did, you can get blasted by a monkey with a mic on YouTube. So let's wrap up with something I hope makes you smile. I found a chess.com and a chess24 profile belonging to Bella, and there are only 3 complete games across the 2 accounts. However, it's more than enough to confirm that she gets routed by 1100s with bad connections. Keep in mind the ratings on these sites are inflated compared to actual ELO. And since we're on the topic of chess, Bella, since you're officially investing thousands of dollars in your mother's money and getting information about you taken down, why not do it for free by playing your favorite board game? The offer to beat me in chess and get me to delete my YouTube account is always on the table. Anyway, I'm hoping the next time I make a video on this matter, it's to let you know that Miss Janke has been expelled or placed in jail.
Well, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Hope you all enjoyed that. I know it's saddening what she's been saying about people, but some people never change. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Peace.